This is my Goober's mic. This is what I've been snotting and breathing in for the last 4 hours. So, yeah, again, apologies everybody for my snotty nose and heavy breathing into the microphone. So bear with me on that. But welcome. This is A2B.
Yeah, I'm Ajax.
I'm Balak. We got Bobby Beanz.
Welcome.
Welcome, brother.
How are you, bro?
Good. I'm good. Like I said, still waking up, a bit of a cheeky sleep in, but
Nice.
I'm doing alright. I'm doing good.
Sick.
Surviving.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Try to always be good.
I'm like,
Try.
I'm getting there. Little under the weather today, but I am packed up on the Sudafeds and the Panadol, and I'm alright. Stoned as a goat.
Got you on a level.
Higher than giraffe's pussy, let's just say that.
Getting through it.
Thanks for coming out, man. I'm really excited for this episode.
No, me too, Luke. I've been looking forward to it. Like I said, I respect what you guys are doing. I like what you guys are doing. I think it's good to sort of have a conversation about hip-hop. You know
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, it's
everyone's so busy rapping, we never actually talk about the fucking...
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
going
hey,
on,
yeah.
definitely. And I feel like you get those awkward interactions at shows where you really want to have a conversation, but it's like, it kind of gets cut short a little bit because there's so much going on, and it's a little bit awkward sometimes, so it's hard to kind of interact in depth. So yeah, it's great to...
Even when we had a chat the other night, like, we shook hands, and then, like, we both got distracted, and then I was just like, oh, sorry, bro. Fucking let's have a proper chat. What's going on, man? Like,
I kind of snuck away and sat on the couch, had a sore back. Take the weight off for a second. You came back and found me. That was really funny.
It's easily done. There's so much shit going on all the time at live shows. It's like there's so many people to see. Even when we first rocked up the other night, it was like I seen you boys and Omar and everybody, and I'm like, oh hey, and then it's like there's Lil Q and Tommy Marsh and everybody. And it's like you want to run around and say hi to everybody, and it's full on.
Dude, I'm like a bit of an introvert as well, especially when get rocking up to shows. I think like you get to a point where you get comfortable and you settle down a little bit, and you're a bit more open. But when I first get to a gig, I'm like, dude, I'm from the streets. I'm on edge. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm fucking nervous. I'm ready. Like, I'm thinking, but that's just me. And like, sometimes I'm a little bit closed off and I struggle to like be like, oh, hey, what's going on? Like, trying to give everyone my 2 seconds. But, no, it's good to get you in so we can have a bit more of a chat with you, bro.
no, look, it's good. It's good. I'm glad that we live so close. Works out.
Dude, yeah.
Works out.
Around the corner.
Yeah.
North side represent.
North side represent.
North side.
Let's go.
Up the north, lads.
Well, first off, tell the viewers, who are you? Where are you from, bro?
So, Bobby Beanz, or Brandon for my government name. So grew up in Adelaide. Born in Wollongong, actually.
Born in Wollongong?
Yeah.
My man.
So,
I'm a Husky.
man, I lived there for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I moved.
Yeah.
Grew up in Adelaide, man. City of Churches.
City Churches.
Hell yeah.
Look, it's been an interesting and wild ride. I've had a fun upbringing. So
Yeah.
I come from a
Mainly
very
north
interesting
side?
family. No, everywhere.
Yeah. So just like all over.
So I think I spent probably like the first like 12, 13 years of my life, sort of like Hampstead, Campbelltown, like Kilburn.
Yeah.
Suburbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The hoods.
Yeah, like Holden Hill, that sort of shit. And then I think when I was like 13, we had a bit of family drama. So like I moved out of home at 13.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I ended up moving in with a family friend. Moved back home in year 8, and then moved out at the end of year 8. And then year 9, 10, 11, I was sort of like Mawson Lakes. Suddenly moved down to Victor Harbour for like 2 years.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Cape Jervis for like another 2. I was in Clare, which is like the complete opposite way in the
Yeah, I
country.
know exactly where that is.
Yeah,
We camped out there a few times.
Yeah, so I was up in Clare for like 2-3 years. Moved around a lot, just all over South Australia as a kid.
Yeah, so just got thrown around a bit.
Yeah. My upbringing was pretty wild. So.
Yeah, so a bit of a traumatic home life, a bit turbulent.
Oh, look, I try not to talk about it too much. I think I had very different parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my dad was a musician. He's a drummer, singer, songwriter. Mother was an artist.
Sick. Yeah.
Bit of a hippie.
Oh yeah.
And a bit of a fucking wild woman.
Okay.
So like just crazy tough parents. Yeah, but they were cool, you know.
Like low socioeconomics,
we were poor, you know.
Yeah, poor.
I think Mum was really good. Like she didn't let us know.
Yeah.
So like, you know, Mum.
Shout out to mums for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. You know.
100%.
Like, I think Mum and Dad split when I was like fucking like 5 or 6.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, Mum sort of just took the reins. You know, did it by herself for a bit. Dad was always sort of in the picture.
Brothers and sisters.
I got 4 sisters.
Crazy. Only brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of
Yeah,
boyfriends to fucking beat up.
Older or
Yeah, I'm
younger?
about it.
Huh?
Older or younger?
So I'm middle.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've got an older sister that's like, sorry if I get this wrong, Taryn, like 35, 36. I reckon she's. No, I'm just gonna say 35.
Play it safe.
I've probably still got that wrong. Just and then I got another sister, Ziggy, who's like 30. We're gonna go with 30.
Nice.
We're gonna go with 30.
Roughly ballpark.
Yeah.
Ballpark people.
And so they're cool. Like my older sister, Taryn, she's a dancer. Grew up in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So funnily enough, like both my older sisters have, like my mum and dad both had a kid before they got together.
Yeah, right.
So they both-
So you got your half brothers and half sisters.
Yeah.
Half
Sort
siblings,
of. To me, it's just they're all sisters.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I mean?
sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So like, so they had my older sisters, Ziggy and Taryn, and then they got together, had me and my 2 little sisters, twin sisters.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh, twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Mate.
Yeah.
Weirdos. No, look, they're
Nice.
great. They're great. They're great. But like, they had their own language when they were children.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, they just
Super connected.
speaking in like Harry Potter tongues. You know, 100%. But they're great. They're great. It's
no,
just-
awesome, man.
So yeah,
Bit of sibling rivalry at all growing up?
I think like with my older sister Ziggy, she hated me. Like, and
There's always that one, eh?
Yeah, bro.
I was a little shit. Like I would like. She was my older sister, so you know, anytime you got an older sibling, you just want to know them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And like just weird shit, you know. Like she used to have like this Kermit the Frog doll in her room, and it was like human size, like about the size of me as like a 12-year-old. And I would WWE wrestling fucking like body slam this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Have full wrestling matches like in
Nice.
her room while she wasn't home.
Ripping the head off it.
She'd get home and like Kermit would be on the arm, like on the bed, like arm hanging off and shit. Like, Brandon, what's going on? You know, she'd storm around the corner and she'd be like, "Have you been in my room?" And I'd be like, "No."
Sweat on the brow. Just like, I love it.
No, it wasn't me.
No.
So yeah, and then like my younger sisters, like just like I just always felt like just protect them.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
on the same hand, I didn't want to be that asshole older brother. I mean, like whenever I met their boyfriends, obviously, "Hey, you doing, mate?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
what's going on?"
Yeah.
What's going on here, mate?
Intimidation tactics.
Yeah.
But like, it's good. Like I've never actually beat up one of my sister's boyfriends or anything.
Mad.
So like, I think like that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be that guy as a brother either. You know
No,
what I
not
mean?
at all.
As
No, you
much
kind
as
of want to be opening.
You see Godfather, you know what I mean? You see that scene where, you know, he beats up and I was like, yeah, that's going to be me one day. But
Yeah.
you don't want that. You don't.
Nah.
Yeah, I think every dude's got that image in their head. They've got that persona. Yeah. Don't touch my sister, bro. Fucking break your legs. Like.
You're not wrong.
Mate, I'm fucking Alphonse Canditana, Black Prince of Luck on
Mate.
the street, mate. I'll jump out of a bush. But no, it's a bit different in reality, eh?
Oh, look, 100%. But yeah, so like I said, growing up was just interesting. I think, yeah, you know, like mum sort of tried to carry us, you know. She was good, you know, like I said, wouldn't let us know that we were poor.
Yeah, 100%.
But we
always
were
provided.
struggling 100%, you know what I mean? But she sort of did some sneaky things on the side to sort of help us get by.
I think that's like
Yeah.
mum magic, hey.
Yeah.
That you know, they're very elusive, those mums, aren't they? They
Yeah.
have a great way of putting on a smile every day and waking up and making sure the kids are the happiest. And
100%.
Yeah.
shout out to mums. Yeah.
Shout out the mums,
Absolutely.
eh?
Yeah, shout out to mums
And the dads. You're all right, I
and
guess.
the dads.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck,
They can be.
you know, they try their best. You know,
Yeah,
like,
look, yeah.
I think Mike Ross has said it the best. It's like when Plan A fails, men go back to B, and it's just, you know, Plan A was the marriage, and unfortunately a lot of relationships fail due to lack of communication, and
No, 100%.
unfortunately the kids suffer in that. So, and I think it's a really pressing issue in today's society where the divorce rate is through the roof, and
Yeah.
people get together and they just, you know, they separate. And I think the biggest thing there is that the kids and the people around them are affected the most, and there's no help for them, you know. And
No.
and when you're that age, you don't really understand what's going on, and it's really hard. So
You don't, you know. Like my dad pissed off to Melbourne for a year. And I was just like, oh, yeah, Dad's just going on holiday.
yeah,
Just ignorant as fuck.
just going to get some milk.
100%.
Yeah, I was the same. My dad was. I didn't speak to my dad for 10 years.
Shit.
Dude put a restraining order on me, and he was trying to put me in jail. Came over to South Australia, tried kidnapping me, taking me back to Melbourne, and
Bloody
he had a
hell.
crazy upbringing with my dad and stuff. But I speak to the old fella now, and we rebuilt a relationship. I think that's the biggest thing as a man is, you know, you come to realise that not everybody's perfect.
Oh, no, far from it.
And growing up, I think now I'd much rather have a dad than not, and he's alive, so, you know, to have him in my life is the biggest thing. So,
No, 100%.
but enough about me. But getting back to you, dude, what was your biggest influence growing up in music? Like, what was your standout growing up?
So it's kind of interesting. So I've got two, and I think one of them's sort of out there. Not out there, just I think the first one for me was I grew up like around like graphers and shit.
Yeah.
I used to have this mate when I was a kid, James. He's good lad. And he like he's the one who got me into hip hop.
Yeah, sick.
And
yeah.
he was strange as a kid. He was just like, mate, you're not allowed to listen to American hip hop. Like American hip hop shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I grew up with like a real like screwed up conception of just like I didn't listen to American hip hop for like the first like 10 years of my life.
Yeah,
like,
damn.
12 years of my life. It was all just like Gravity Ponds, Funkors, fucking like Hilltop Hoods,
Sick, man.
like,
Sick.
just random, you know, like crossbred Mongols, 5114, like
Dope,
a
man.
lot of
Dope.
like, you know, I think for me,
Roots at Australian hip hop, man.
yeah, Bias B, Pegs,
Dude,
you know,
yeah.
Morns,
Kings.
yeah. I think for
Kings
me,
connected, dude.
I think Funkors and Hilltops were a big one.
Yeah, gotta be.
I think I like, even I think with my style today, Funkors inspired me massively. That sort of heavy hitting,
Yeah.
that the ability to sort of talk some truth, but then also just talk some shit.
Yeah,
You know what I
word.
mean?
Yeah, word, 100%.
And I think so. That was a massive one for me. And then I think my second one. So my brother-in-law, well, technically not my brother-in-law anymore. My sister's ex-partner. He has to my older sister Taryn.
Yeah,
So they have a kid and stuff. And his name's Tice.
yeah.
So he's a rapper. He's actually the brother of Pez.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
Family ties.
Yeah. And so I met Tice when I was like, I guess like 11 or 12. And like he was the coolest dude to me
Yeah.
at 12 years old.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'm glad I wasn't old enough to care about the fact that he was banging my sister. Because like, he was a really cool, he is like still to this day, you know what I mean? Like I was living in Melbourne last year and we caught up a couple of times.
Yeah, yeah.
And like he's super cool dude, super talented. He actually released an album, I think, like 2 months ago. I feel bad that I don't remember what it is, but it was amazing. I'm going to search it up at one point and make sure that I give it a little fucking.
Maybe we can try and find that and plug it in the description.
No, we will.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
We'll plug it in the description.
But,
Find it in the description.
Yeah, so he was a mad influence. So you know, like big dude, like 6'2", like just built.
Yeah.
Like had like all the latest Nike kicks.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
dope.
Like-
Yeah. So like just an icon for you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, the first time I went to their house and like he showed me like his shoe collection and he had like when you got like the slide open wardrobes, he just had 2 of them, just boxes full of shoes.
That would have been like open the door.
Dude,
Yes.
yeah, like-
light shining. Gotta get the sunnies out.
I went home with like 5 pairs of shoes. Like he,
My
was, he
man.
was just like I trashed them all by the
He
way.
was
like,
the plug.
I trashed them, and I'm sorry, Ty. So they were some really good shoes. Like 5 pairs of like Jordans and Nikes, and I was just like, mate, I was wearing Reeboks up to this point, you know?
Hey, don't go bragging on the
No,
Reeboks.
Reeboks are fresh.
Yeah, no, look, I love the
They're
pumps.
fresh.
Oh, look, he loves the pumps. He wears them too.
There was some coin nowadays, to be honest.
They
with you.
are.
They're up
Oh,
there.
look, and so like he gave me like these old Nike Air Forces, like Phoenix Suns ones, like All-Star Game ones. They were like, I think like they were like 90s or something, and like just like black, fucking purple and like orange and shit. And I was in love with these shoes.
Dope.
Didn't wear them. I think I've still got them somewhere, just never worn them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, these are
Nice.
too good to wear in
That's
public.
Yeah.
fresh.
Like no. So he was a massive influence. You know, he wrote I remember he wrote this song about my sister, and like it was just like the flyest stuff I'd ever heard. Like it was like a love song, like sort of dedicated to my sister. It was called Best Friend. And I remember just
Sick.
hearing it and just being like, that's the mackest, coolest stuff I've ever heard. I was just like, I want to do that.
Yeah, fresh.
Like,
Hell yeah, bro.
and then I remember telling him, I was like, nah, bro, like I want to be a rapper. Like,
Yeah.
what you do is like dope. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that.
How do I do that?
Yeah, and then like I think for like the next like 10 years, I was like 12 at that point, you know, so for like the next like 12, 13 years, you know, I'd uploaded like videos here and there, but not much.
Yeah.
And then like just rocked up in Melbourne last year and I was just like, oh, by the way, man, I can rap now. Check this.
Hey, bro.
Fuck yeah, that's sick.
But he was like, you know, actually being in Melbourne last year and being able to show him like, you know, I'd written this song and I was like, it was like the cultivation I felt like I was like, this is like the best song I've ever written.
Yeah.
And so like I showed it to him and I was just like, you know when you can tell if someone's acting? You know what I mean? You're like, nah, like you're saying this is dope.
Yeah,
but it's not
yeah,
your style. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
But when they're genuinely impressed.
yeah. And like, I could tell, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, he was 100%, he's like, yeah, that's mental. He's like, we're going to make a track together, yada, yada. And I
Dope.
was just like, all right, cool. Like that's, you know, validation that I needed.
Yeah,
you
word.
know what I mean?
Word.
Because like,
Goes a long way.
it does.
It does, yeah.
You know, before the first open mic that I actually performed at, which was, you know, the beginning of this year, I didn't know how I was going to be received.
Mm.
You know, like, I know
Was that your first performance?
Yeah.
First ever on stage?
Yeah, first time on stage. And I,
Because you're a real fresh artist.
yeah. So I got into the finals the first time, actually. Kiwi beat me out, which is kind of destiny.
Shout out, little Q.
Shout out Kiwi.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he killed it that night. But yeah, like, I had no idea. I was just like, I don't know, like, if people are gonna mess with my style. I don't know, like, what's gonna go on here.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I made the finals, I was just like, I didn't even care about losing that time.
Yeah.
No, man, I
just
was
the
just
fact
like-
that you made the finals on your first appearance ever on stage.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, like,
To be honest, man, that's a really big accolade, and
Yeah.
and props to you for that. You've that was much deserved.
oh look, it lit a fire because after that, I was just like, no, you got to take this thing out.
Yeah, word, man.
And
And,
then,
you did.
Oh, it was about time.
You fucking did, dude. And big ups to you. And you really deserve that night through a whole crowd of dope MCs and some really, really dope performances that night. You were a real big standout. And yeah, hats
I
off to
appreciate
you,
that.
bro. Like you really deserve that night. That on that night, man. Yeah, it was big win for you, bro.
I appreciate it big time. It was. I came into it just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going home not the winner again. Like,
Yeah, man.
I was
Yeah.
like, Kiwi, we're writing this song. We're bringing our A game. Like,
We're gonna do it. Nah, word, man. Nah, you really prove your point, man.
So, you got that studio time booked or what? What's happening there? You got a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, August 6th, I got to go. Got a session with Deezer.
Let's go.
So pumped for that.
Sick.
Pumped to get. I booked in. So I got 2 free hours. So I booked in another 2 hours. Like, no, mate. Let's
Awesome.
Yeah,
make
you
the
had
most
to
of
done
it.
4-hour session with him.
And I
Nice.
didn't want him to sort of like I know like I've won it, but I didn't want him to just like work for free either.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
you know what I
yeah.
mean? I was just like,
Yeah, pay it forward, man.
yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
support
like,
artists.
So
I respect that, man.
look, I'm keen, and it gives me a chance. You know, we can bang out like at least 2 songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably gonna record B Man Beast Up. That sort of. I'd like to get that recorded.
Yeah, awesome, man.
It seems to go off every time I perform it, just because of the chorus.
Yeah, word. Yeah.
And then I've got like just some other stuff. I've got one other that I think I'm gonna do something a bit more chill for my 3rd track. I think
Killer, man.
ease it up, you know, sort of
Yeah,
let people know
nice.
who I am a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because you get so caught up. Well, I get so caught up anyway. You know, for a while I was just like writing music, and it was just like, okay, develop how
Yeah.
to write schemes and change your flow all the time, and you know, like be able to sort of have people know the path you're going, but not know the
Yeah,
path
word.
you're going.
Yeah, word. Yep.
So yeah, I just sort of, and then you transition to a point where you're like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've got to change this up. I've got
You
to
get
learn.
too focused on like working on the craft that you're like, shit, I just need to get it out.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Nah, so I was like, you know, like I was like at one point I was like, okay, like I need to learn how to like talk smack on a beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I need to
Yeah.
like learn how to talk about random stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like every time I'd write a track, I'd end up writing depressing, sad stuff.
Just be more versatile with your music.
Yeah, I'd just be like, well, you know, just like the amount of times like I'd write a track and I'd get like 3-4 bars in, they'd be like clean, and then like there'd be like some real sappy, sad line about my ex or something.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? And I'd just be like,
How'd you get in here?
yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like I'd show my
Who
mates.
left the door open again? Fucking hell, mate. Yeah. What, do you live in a tent?
You're not wrong. Like the amount of times that like I'd show my mate something and he'd be like, "That got dark real quick."
Hey, yo.
I'd be like,
Hold on there, Wednesday Adams. Chill out.
So I had to learn how to just like not be sad on a song. You know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean?
Yeah, 100%.
It's definitely a skill in itself, like picking a topic and sticking to it for a whole song.
Yeah.
I find that hard sometimes. Like you get even one verse out and then trying to write another verse that kind of matches that and continues to tell the story is
100%.
difficult. And people that can do it well it's a skill, it's a talent.
Yeah.
It's a prick.
Yeah.
I think like, you know, people like, oh yeah, like, because I know everyone has their own process, but when people like, oh yeah, like I write like a song in like 10 minutes, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Fuck
Yeah.
off. No.
Yeah,
Fuck off out of here.
Yeah.
Like, no.
out of here with that bullshit, mate. We don't want to hear that here.
Yeah, no. Like,
Yeah.
I wrote a verse yesterday. It took me like 8 hours, and that's just because like I'll like sit there and be like, no. Like I'll hear so many rhymes in my head. And just like,
Yeah,
nah,
man.
Not good enough. 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 Not good enough.
You're your own biggest critic.
Yeah.
You really are. And if it doesn't, well, for me, massively, if it doesn't sound dope to me, it's not going to sound dope to you.
Yeah.
And if I don't feel what I'm saying, it ain't coming out right. And I think that's the biggest thing. And like trying to build a bar that you're like, fuck, and that's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And that energy creates a fire. And then when you like do that track live or start spitting that track, people feel that and they feel that energy and they feel that fucking that passion for that track. And you know, I feel like that's why it takes so much time to really craft it, is because it's raw, it's real. It shows in your music, man. It's fucking dope shit.
Oh, look, I try to just, I don't know, just like I said, sick and tired of spitting sad. I just wanted, like I said, wanted to bring back that sort of hilltop, sort of fun-causey, feeling good
Word, man.
sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like Adelaide's gone real trap.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%.
Like you know, like trap's alright, but it's just like it's not for me, bro. Like I'm not a trapster.
No, but that's
You know
the
what I
thing,
mean?
man. Yeah.
Like, I'm a white boy.
Yeah. I don't shoot guns or stab people or run around doing that shit. Like
It was just like, especially like, you know, like the Australian scene, the Adelaide scene, it's built on graph and bars. You know what I mean?
man,
Like,
100%. And
it's-
pot.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, 100%.
Straight up.
You know, pot, skating in
Smoke
the
clouds,
park.
baby. Yeah, that's it.
Like-
And that's it. Adelaide's been that real, like, it's the roots culture here.
Yeah.
We're away from all that, trap scene. Say like Melbourne and Sydney have that,
Yeah.
and they have dudes that are actually really doing that. Over here, don't get me wrong, we do have certain groups that are doing stuff like that, but it's not music related, and they're their own. You know what I mean?
Phone on silent, eh?
Oh, dude, fucking,
That's
my
not
phone
a
was
bad
going
idea.
off before. It's no big deal, but yeah, we do have our subgroups that do kind of do that stuff. But when it comes to the music, a lot of the root music stuff here in Adelaide comes from skateboarding, graffiti, like you said, and just downright smoking cones with your mates and getting stoned and just spitting freestyles how it should be, battling and on the battles, man. You've come up majorly in the battle scene. You've got a big foot in that, and coming off your first battle, you absolutely smashed the first battle, man. Tell us about that.
So first battle, shout out to the Watch Your Mouth boys, Bodsy and all that.
Shout out
Omar
those
as well,
lads.
DK. Sort of an opportunity that sort of fell into my lap. It was something that I wanted to do. I was at a point where I'd done the open mics, I'd done 1 or 2, and I was just like, I need to do something to keep the momentum going.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I want to get my name out there. People need to see me more often. And I was like, all right, the battles. You know what I mean? Like that sounds alright. Like I grew up on, Got Beef, Watch Your Mouth, Grind Time, all that sort of stuff. Watch Your Mouth. So that's what I'm battling for. Mate, it's already in that era. But yeah, so like, I was actually meant to perform at the last event, like just do a gig, and then Bodsy hit me up about 21 days out from the event. And it was just like, hey mate, Big Vikings opponent's dropped out. Do you want to like jump in? And I was just like, that's a short time frame to like write a battle.
Yeah, it's quick.
Memorize
man.
it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, screw it, like whatever. Yep, sure. Like, send me like his, like socials and shit. Sent it through, and I disappeared for like 4 days like a demon.
Yeah.
Bodsy saw me like 4 days later, and I was just like, sorry, mate, I haven't replied. And he's like, nah, mate, don't worry. I know what you're doing. You're writing bars. Like, he's like, I don't even care.
Like a hermit.
Yeah. And so, I spent like 9 days just writing bars. Thinking of funny stuff, you know what I mean? And then spent like 10 days memorizing. When it got to the actual night of the event, like, was pretty nervous, but I felt confident in my stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was just like...
You were ready.
In my head, I was like, unless this guy has like some 8 Mile Eminem fucking performance of his life, unless he turns into Eminem in front of me, like... Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've got this. And then, like the battle happened and...
Turns out you pulled the Marshall Mathers.
Mate, yeah. I think...
Beat Rabbit, baby.
Look, I think I put a lot of people on notice. I think a lot of people, like... And because I mentioned it in the battle, like one of my bars was, what was it? Something that, how do you feel being roasted by a rookie who ain't even on the poster? You know what I mean? Because I wasn't. Like they didn't, like they hadn't even chucked me on the poster. Yeah. To promo it, I had to like edit my name over some other guy's name.
Dude.
You know what I mean? And like, so yeah, like I was like, no, I'm gonna put everyone on notice. Like I wanted to sort of have it like. I knew the first guy that they'd give me wasn't gonna be like
a hectic opponent.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And they said that, but I was like, no, Bodsy, feed me
give me a live one.
I was like, seriously, man, you don't understand. Like, you need to give me someone
live action.
And like, Bodsy was just like, nah, man, like I love you, Brando. Like, we're
not gonna bury you.
Yeah, he's like, look, the last thing I want to do is chuck you in against some seasoned vet. 20 days out from an event. Yeah. And I was just like, no, fair enough. But as soon as the battle finished, I turned to Bodsy and I was just like, you want to give me a better opponent next time? And he was just like, yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I told you, like, I'm not like, no disrespect to Viking. I was just like, I'm just like,
he got fed to the lions.
Yeah, and he had no idea. He had no idea. You know what I mean?
But I mean,
like,
you know what? Shout out to you for coming in 21 days notice, absolutely murdering it, getting your name known, and for like solidifying yourself in the Adelaide battle scene. And really, really keen to see what you got coming for the next battles, man.
Yeah, look, North vs South event, August 17th.
It's gonna
Little
be
Red
massive.
Door, be there at B Square.
Yeah,
Yeah.
opponents to be
hectic
announced on the night.
Yeah, we gave a lineup in the last episode mentioning who's going to be there. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see a few heads.
Yeah, look, it's bittersweet for me because I grew up on the south side too.
Yeah.
You know, well, I've lived on the south side.
Yeah,
I won't say
yeah.
I grew up on the south side. I say I lived on the south side. And I respect some of those boys, so I'm glad that Bolsey didn't like. I'm glad I haven't been thrown up against anyone who that like.
You really got love for.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Because like I was like, yeah, mate. But yeah, no, I'm excited. It'll be like my first Div 1 battle.
Wicked, man.
So moving up in the ranks.
Yeah, really excited
go.
for that, man. Yeah, stay tuned. Big things to come for you, bro. I want to know, and I'm sure the fans want to know too. What are your top 5? Like
Top 5.
when you go and sitting on the bus or walking the dog or taking your shit as you do. When you put your headphones into your earlobes and you play your Spotify playlist, what are the first 5 artists that you're going to pick Oz-wide?
It's interesting, I think, because there's artists on that list that I probably don't listen to as much anymore, but I hold so much respect and high regard for to this
Yeah,
day.
word.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Funkles and Hilltops on there straight away.
Bang. Yeah.
Just as a collective.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's like 5 rappers right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, nah, 100%.
Third, I would say Morns. Fourth, I would say
Morns, bro.
Morns
Just
is a
before
beast.
you just, walk past that one.
Nah, yeah.
Fucking Mornzini, bro.
Morns inspired me big time, and you'll probably be able to hear it a little bit just with the switch of flows.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I love his ability to sort
Lyrical genius.
of, yeah,
Lyrical genius,
Yeah.
man. Like
and not afraid to
levels.
flex it either. you know?
Levels,
Like,
man, levels, and his sound of his voice, bro, just works, bro.
Look, that so many tracks, but the one that always stands out to me is "Take It Back" with Bias B.
Word, man, word, yeah,
That classic Australian
yeah.
sound. man.
I'm about that, eh? Shout out Bias B, big influence on me.
Well, Bias B's number 4. Bias B's number 4.
My man,
Yeah.
made it on.
When Bias B did, when I first heard "Bundle of Bees,"
Yo, track.
if you rap a whole song with the letter B, when my name is Bobby Beanz and Brandon,
Yeah, man.
you instantly have my respect.
Yeah.
Like, I remember hearing that and just being like, well, thanks for stealing that idea. Like, now I can never do that.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Imagine trying to write "Bundle of Bees," but not the exact same way that he did it. You
Yeah,
know what I
word,
mean?
man.
Like,
Yeah.
So that would be number 4. Yeah, Morns, Bias B, Peg. I might chuck Pegs in there.
So we got Hilltop Hoods, Funkors.
Nah. Hilltop Hoods, Funkors, Morns, Bias B. Last one, Delta the Australian.
Wow, Delta, bro.
Delta the Australian.
Wow,
There's
that is an old head, man.
Yeah.
He is
there's
big one.
There's a couple others that come close, but Delta, old school shit like the Rut.
bro,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Like Delta was the first, like, maybe like I could be wrong here, but like he was the first guy I saw when he did that clip with Mojo
Yeah,
over in America. And he was like the first Aussie that I was just like, Australians actually like collab with American
Yeah,
artists.
man.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, because I reckon he was like the first guy to do that, and I was just like, Delta, yeah, old head, but he was one of them dudes I was just like immediately in love with as an artist. You
yeah,
know?
man, 100%.
A real G, like just.
I think you need to go back to school if you haven't heard Delta or know anything like that about Delta or just some of those old heads.
Oh look,
K21, bro.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
think you need to go back to school and do some research because they are some serious hitters.
Oh look, and I appreciate and love that sort of that tough stuff. You
Yeah,
know what
man.
I mean? Like it's tough, but without fronting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
It's
you
still
know,
real.
Yeah,
Word,
it's
man.
just that real
Word.
stuff. Like
Kings Connected, Trem.
yeah,
Like that sort of shit, fucking a Mega Man, bro. Like that's like, it's like the truth of Australian core like hip hop. You know, it's that shit they don't show this side of the city on them postcards sort of shit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a big one from Kings Connected. You know, they don't really show you this sort of stuff, and there's so much hidden pain and through that pain there's so much hidden talent because in every hard situation pressure creates diamonds. You know what I mean? And in that rough and in those diamonds, man, you get the most beautiful stories and the most heart-touching stories, and to have people, you know, express their music in their art and stuff like that, it's so sick, man. And
it is.
Yeah, hip hop's a great way for that. And
I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like, you know, you can have the hardest club trappy sort of beat to me, but like every day of the week, I'll be more impressed by a guy who spits that real stuff.
Word,
you know what I mean? Like, if you get up on the stage and spit like Delta, you know, if you spit something like The Rut, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be throwing my hands up more to that.
Yeah,
than
word.
If you've got some doom.
Yeah, something like house beat. Yeah.
I'm like, mate, this isn't hip hop. Like, I'm sorry. Like, nah. Like, you know, like, call it opinionated. You know what I mean? Call it like me just having a big head, which I do. It's fucking huge.
It's not about that, man. It's about the music.
Yeah, like I just, you know, like, I think I have like a. It's funny, I'm 27. I feel like such an old head sometimes.
Yeah,
you know
dude,
what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know, even my music taste. Like, I know that there's people like, I reckon there's people that are like 3-4 years younger than us who would be like, who's Delta?
Yeah.
Who's Bias B? Who's
Yeah,
Ballers?
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And like, you know, growing up, we're like,
Who's Dribbles?
Yeah. Like, anyone asked me that, I'd like smack them. Like, if I was a 14-year-old and you went,
yeah, bro, yeah, man.
You know,
I'm the same, man. Growing up, like,
I used to force children to like when I was like 14, I'd be like, you don't know who funk calls are? Come here, mate.
Yeah, bro. Jeffrey Dahmer. Watch it. Watch it.
Bro, that's what my older brother did to me. He's like, bro, funk calls.
Yeah, man.
Look,
I think it's such a major influence for the young, well, us when we were growing up.
And I think you can't understand hip hop or Australian, like, you can't understand Australian hip hop
culture.
Yeah, if you don't know where it's come from.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's that slight disconnect these days where, like, I think
there's a major.
And I feel like we forget the warriors of old. That, you know, the ones that we grew up on.
The ones that paved the way for us to do our shit today.
100%.
You know, and I think to give them their respects and pay our dues, and you know,
but it's crazy too.
Just keep the scene alive.
Yeah,
you know, and keep that culture of hip hop going. Keep that real shit.
It's kind of tough, but I feel like in many ways we've abandoned our own hip hop legends for people like Drake and Travis Scott.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah,
fucking like
phonies.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, we've abandoned our legends.
Yeah, word, man.
And in turn, our legends have abandoned us.
Yeah, word,
you know
man.
What I mean, I think that's why a lot of the biggest Australian artists that we've had haven't really put anyone on to a level that they were after them.
Word.
You know what I mean? You look at American music, like Dr. Dre. Who was after Dr. Dre?
Yeah, bro, straight up.
Eminem.
Yeah.
You know, Dr. Dre put on Eminem. Who did Eminem put on? 50 Cent.
One after the other,
Yeah.
The game.
Yeah.
You know, like,
like 100%. And like, we
made some wicked music, dude. That were the golden years, brother.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and
like, when I saw the upcoming Beatnuts event that's coming up, like, I'm a Beatnuts fan. I love Beatnuts.
Dude, yeah.
And like, I saw Delta and I was just like, do you mean
the Delta?
Yeah, like the Delta Australia.
Yeah.
And like, it is.
Yeah.
And I
Dude,
was like, instantly, I was
major.
like, it just made me think, like, I haven't heard from this guy in ages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it's my bad too. I don't follow the guy.
Yeah.
You know, like, I grew up in an age where he was just on YouTube.
Yeah.
He wasn't on Instagram.
Yeah.
You
true.
know, like, there wasn't Facebook when I was like 10 years
man.
old. You know,
It's
like,
true.
And there was, but it was just
shout out MySpace.
Yeah, Bebo, you know.
God, that wasn't scripted at all.
100% though, like.
Fucking shout out MySpace.
And like, it's like, you know, like, so you hear that and you're just like, it's strange to be like, oh, I love this guy. I'm such a massive fan. And, like, if I hadn't have seen, like, the poster that he was coming to Adelaide, I had no clue.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But props to, you know, all the people sort of putting the event on, you know, like.
Yeah, holding it
'cause,
down.
Man, Beat Nuts, Delta, that's a night.
Dude, that'll be major.
Yeah.
Definitely stay tuned for the announcements for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
That'll be a crazy show.
You've got another gig coming up as well, don't you?
Yes. On the
Controversial.
on the night.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is it the 9th?
Yeah, so it's moved now.
There you
so
go. There you
let's
go.
Yeah,
show,
no,
man.
the fact that they changed it and didn't put it on the exact same night as the complete concert like they planned.
Dude,
to.
yeah,
Yes.
Shout out to
Good
Q for
move.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
solid
Well
move.
done. Shout out to
I
management for
appreciated
that
the
one.
last episode for that. I was like, all right, just real talk. That's a bit of a controversial act right there.
Nah, look, it's funny when we were at the event, like, and we were chilling, and like I was just like, a few people came up to me, and like I was like, yeah, I've kind of noticed that. I've kind of been putting the pieces together tonight that we've just been put on the same night as complete, and I was just like that.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah,
Same venue
that's,
too.
Yeah,
same
venue.
venue too. Like, I was
Yeah.
just like, nah, like, and then like,
Bit of an oversight by management there.
Yeah.
yeah, look, because like they were gonna do a ticket giveaway, and then the winners get to, or like I don't know, some like 2 people were gonna win tickets to the complete concert, and I was just like, well, then I'd just go to the complete concert,
Yeah.
like
What?
on the same night, like,
Yeah.
you know, like it's exact same time, like,
Yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah.
just pop downstairs.
Oh yeah, so we've got 3 performers that are performing to a crowd of nobody, and yeah, we got complete downstairs.
Yeah, look, it's a hard like, and like it's funny because I was talking to Flack, and like he said he said the same thing. He's like, yeah, I've got tickets to complete, and I was like, man, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, how dare you not see me? You
Yeah.
know, like,
You chose
Yeah.
complete over me. What?
Well,
Such an asshole.
well, big ups for them for changing the date, and
no, yeah, 100%.
gives actually you guys a chance to show your music to a good crowd because
And
there
have a
is some dope names on that lineup.
There is, you know,
Really excited. I haven't seen Tommy Terror perform yet. I want to see it.
I have once actually. I saw him at his EP launch. That was
Yeah.
good. That was a good night.
Yeah.
No, he's good. He's a good performer. I think it's him, VKB, Puppet Edge, Snobes,
El Snobes, yourself,
DJ Cisco Kid.
DJ Cisco Kid. Yeah.
I think that's
At the Gov.
Yeah,
I think
at the
that's
Gov.
coming up.
But yeah, that will be right up. So make sure you get to that.
Mhm.
So,
Where can people find you, mate?
me, just Instagram these days, literally.
Instagram.
Bobby Beanz ADL.
Bobby Beanz ADL.
I think by the time this comes out, I should have a video on YouTube.
Is there word on the release date for the video or no?
Yeah, so 2 days actually.
Yeah, it is coming up.
August 1st.
Yeah.
August 1st. Yeah. So
And the track, that's going to be all platforms as well, or
At the moment, just gonna release. So I need to sort the, what do you call it, district.
yeah.
It's such a prick. So I need to sort that out.
Yeah.
But my plan is really just to release the video clip.
sick.
Yeah,
Like I'm
dope.
sort of like, I'm happy to release the song on Spotify itself, which I probably should. But I kind of just, mate, call it the old school boy in me. It's like, nah, mate, go on YouTube.
Yeah,
What
go
do
on
you
the
look
video.
for
Go
sure.
look for it. Yeah.
Get YouTube Premium.
Yeah. Word.
But
Make
no,
more money on YouTube as well.
I think.
It's way better for the artist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, I think just with the track that's coming up with me and Kiwi, I didn't want to. Me and Kiwi were talking about, like, we started like writing the beat ourselves. Like I stumbled across this beat, and I was just like, when I hear a beat and like it's the right one, I lock in and disappear for like 5 hours.
Yeah. Word.
Like,
yeah.
you try and talk to me, and I'm like, no, fuck off.
Yeah. See ya. yeah.
And like, so I just in my little zone for like 5 hours wrote this, and I was just like, okay, goddamn, like this is pretty good. And then I messaged QE because we talked ages about actually doing a track together. Ever since we actually met at the open mic, because we don't know each other from way back. We only met like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Sick.
Through the open mics.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just sort of been at a couple of his events. You know, he came and supported me at my first battle and shit.
Yeah. Killer. Yeah.
And yes, we made it happen, and you know, I sent him the beat, and it's funny because like I'm real specific on how I want like certain things play out and how I want them to sound.
Yeah, word, yeah.
I can be like a picky bastard, and so I sent him the track, and I was like, all right, cool, like, you know, do your thing, like, you know, get back to me. And like 6 hours later, about the same time as me, you know, he got back to me, and I saw it, and I didn't want to open it. I was just like, all trusting like Lil Q, by the way. Lil Q, you're a beast, you know this.
What a don.
And like Lil Q, you
shout
know
out
I
Lil
think
Q.
you're a beast. But there was just like, I really hope this is good. You know what I mean? I was like, I really hope it's like, I had like this fear. I was like, if it's not good, not what I want, I can't.
Yeah.
How do I tell a person that? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then like he sent me this thing, and I was just like, bro, that is perfect.
Killer.
And then like,
Who came up with the hook?
me.
Sick.
Dope.
Dope. So I had it in my head, and then once we actually got in the studio, like I did my part. It was funny actually. So like I sent Kiwi my verse, and then like a day later, he's just like, yeah, so I've rewritten my verse. He's like, yeah, that. He's like, I'm not letting you do that to me on a beat, Brandon.
Nice.
Sick. That's a compliment.
That is, mate.
And like, I already thought that like the first like bar that like the first stuff they sent me was like killer, and then he sent me the second like verse, and I was like, okay, well, this man's serious.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna add in a little bit extra here.
Yeah.
You
know,
know,
a couple touch-ups.
Yeah, like, you know, and
Yeah,
it sort of sparked that friendly competition on beat. You know what I
No,
mean?
but that's
That's
what...
so sick about collaborations, bros, because you push yourself to be the best versions of yourself, and it's
110%.
yeah, it's sick.
I think you, me and Q. I don't know how old Lil Q is. I for some reason, like I said, I think everyone's 23. You know,
He
like
does look like a bit of a baby face, eh?
yeah, like I know I'm a little bit older. That's all.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But like we're very different, and I can tell.
Yeah.
But I can also see we're so similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're just sort of. We both love to rap fast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like we both.
Dude, both your energies on stage work so fucking well. Like, it's like, it's such an immersive and like experience, you know?
Yeah.
And it really, like, when you guys are giving that much energy to the
appreciate
crowd, it makes it so easy for the crowd to be involved and like to sing along and pump your head and, you know. When I say, hey, you like, you know, it's just like, it's fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
And I can't take all the rap for that. Like, QE is...
Dude, what a hype, man.
Yeah.
The amount of people that see, like... And I did it too. The amount of people that see, like, Lil Q perform, and then they're like, I need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And, like I thought that. And then, like, I tried to do it the next...
Really open.
I ran out of breath.
Yeah.
I ran
yeah.
out of breath. I was just like, okay, don't do that again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Not many people can do what he can do, man.
Nah. I've realized very quickly, like, how to make the most of my stage presence while staying within myself.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and, like, staying calm. Like, I don't want to be, like, fucking throwing arms around and going mental, because then you just get out of breath. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
dude.
You're affecting
Yeah.
your bars, and your bars are the most important. Like, your bars are the most important thing over anything else.
100%.
Like, you can have the
man.
best stage performance in the world, but if people can't hear you,
If you can't hear the bars, then what's
if you're
the
just
point?
yeah, you know, you sound like an old man.
Yeah, no one's going to listen.
Like my last performance at the open mic. All right, Gonzo, shut up. Get off stage. Fucking hell, mate. Had a couple too many fucking raspberry cordials off stage, mate.
Oh, it happens, mate.
Oh, look, but it's where I learnt from QE. Like, you know, it's sort of... It's good sharing the stage with him too, because like he has this unmatched energy that like you can't match.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
no one can touch him,
You
man.
can't
Like,
you can't jump around like him. Like
Nah, man.
I'm too fucking heavy for that. Shit.
Shout out to that dude, man. He's got a lot of potential. He's going
yeah.
big. He's going places, man.
Oh no, 100%. No, a lot of respect for QE. I think
Very blessed to have known that fella.
yeah, look, very lucky to do a track with him too. You know, like I was sort of surprised, you know, I messaged him and I was like, hey man, like, I'm happy to like cover costs, happy to sort of pay studio time and shit. And he's like, no man, split it down the middle.
Dope.
Legend.
Dope.
And I was like,
dope.
okay. Which is weird, you know. It's sort of unusual because like I've had other artists who aren't as big as Q.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah bro, $200, $300,
Yeah.
$400. And I'm like,
For a
Yeah,
feature.
charging for
and you-
features.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
no.
Fuck that.
The only person who's asked me for money and I've been like, fair enough, Bozzy.
Yeah.
But even Bodsy was like, oh, like he was like, I usually charge, but we could work something out, bro. Yada, yada. Like, you know, I feel a bit weird charging you, yada yada.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, bro. Like, if you want to charge, like, stand on that shit.
Yeah, 100%.
He's like, I was like, if you want, like, I'll just cover the studio time.
But
And he was like,
that's the homie, you know, and that's the thing.
yeah,
It's you know, you do have an art, and you know you should be compensated for that. But at the same time, I think dope music is going to compensate itself.
that's where me and Q.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like too many artists are actually like getting a little bit big-headed and
They put
charging
tabs
for
on
features.
themselves.
Yeah, you start
Yeah.
charging for features too early, and you kind of like, you know, put that bit of a weird state on your name a little bit, where like
Yeah.
you're not that established. You shouldn't really be charging for
Yeah,
features.
100%.
Yeah.
Where you could just be like collaborating with other dope artists on a similar level to you and just be building each other up.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And that's why, like I said, you know, Q's got a lot more followers than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's killing it, bro.
He got, like,
He
Dude,
supported
Lil
Wombat
Q
and shit.
movement.
Like,
yeah. You know, he's got like 15,000. I got like,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
like 200. I broke 200 yesterday.
My
Bro.
boy.
And I was like,
bro, that's sick. I just got 150 the other day. Like,
I think I don't think I've broke like 700.
mate, it's funny though, like, you know, like I said it, like Curie was absolutely in a position where he could have been like, nah, bro, like
Yeah.
$200, $300. And
Yeah.
I would have been
Yeah.
like, fair enough, mate. You know what I mean? But we just wanted to make music, you know, like, you know, we went through his guy for the recording. I said I was sort of shocked. Like, I was like happy to cover it, and then like we got to the end, and he's like, "No, bro, fucking gave the dude $100." And he's like,
Awesome.
"We'll split it down the middle." I paid for the video clip because I was just like, "No, I'm not gonna make you pay for any more."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you
of
know,
course. Yeah,
like,
of course. Yeah.
So shout outs to Omar and the Watch Your Mouth,
Yeah,
Watch Your
shout
Mouth
out.
lads for that.
Shout out.
Sick
Watch
sick
Your
video
Mouth.
coming soon.
Yeah,
Like, tomorrow. No, it's already out. Never
It's
mind.
already out. It's already out.
It's already
Yeah.
out. You've already
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
it.
You've already watched
Go
it.
watch it again.
Yeah, go watch it again.
Link in the description.
Yeah, but no, shout out to Omar and the Watch Your Mouth boys. Shout outs to Spitz as well.
Yeah,
Shout out Spitz,
legend.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude's got
Spitz.
buzz.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, for a little fella, like, what a mental, what an absolute menace, man. Absolute menace.
He is a little beast.
Excited to see him at the Watch Your Mouth. So
Yeah, he's performing at the North vs South event.
Yeah.
That's
I got another little quick question for you as well.
Yep.
Mr. Flow,
Mm.
where did this come from?
So it's funny. My first open mic, I didn't actually enter with a rap name.
Yeah, right.
So Bales just called up Brandon Orr, which like I told you I didn't tell him.
Yeah,
to call me up
yeah.
as anything else. So
Yeah.
so he called me up. Did the show, and see, after that, he tagged me in something, and ever since then, Bales has just called me Mr. Flow.
Yeah.
And it's sort of caught on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I get random
you
people.
don't pick your own nickname, mate.
Yeah,
No.
no, like
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I've only seen him at one of the open mics, and it was last time. He made the finals too, not the one that's just gone, the one before that. And he was just like random coming up to me. He's like, "Mr. Flow, mate, how you doing?" And I was just like, "Yeah, good."
Nice.
I was like, "I'll take it. That's
Yeah.
dope."
Yeah.
It's a good
It's
nickname
catchy.
to have.
Oh look, and I'll take it. Like, you know, I used to like struggle with writing music because the amount of times that I'd get like 6 bars in, 7 bars in, I'd be like, okay, this flow's boring, and then switch to another flow.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
7 bars in, I'd be like, this is boring, and then switch to another flow.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the song, you're just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, got to
Like,
throw together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'd
got
be
a
like-
Frankenstein track.
100%. It
Yeah.
just looked like I'd written 12 different songs and just thrown them all
Yeah,
together.
dude.
like,
Yeah.
And like, it helped me a lot to get better.
Yeah.
Like, messing around with how to connect flows and stuff.
Rhyme schemes and patterns. Yeah.
Yeah, and just realizing how, like, you know, the amount of times, like, I'd look at the end of a sentence and I'd be like, okay, I need one more rhyme. I need one more rhyme. I need one more rhyme. I need
Yeah,
one more,
word.
one more sentence.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'd be like, or you could just say something that doesn't rhyme at all.
Doesn't matter.
And then that allows you to flow
And then
into
it's a
something
build.
that-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, for sure.
It's your stepping stone for the next segment, you know?
But you'll be like, you're a dumbass. You've been sitting here for like 20 minutes.
yeah,
Like, staring at this, and then all of a sudden you're like, duh.
yeah, dude, yeah.
Dude, I find myself like getting to that point and putting it down, and then the next day just coming in, and it happens so much easier if you get stuck at the end of a flow instead of trying to continue that flow. I put it down for a bit, and I come back the next day, and something fresh will come into my head, and that's when I find myself switching flows.
And you do need those breaks. lyrics.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because otherwise, like, I don't know about you, but if I'm sitting down writing for too long, I write shit. Like,
Look,
I'll
you
write
do-
some good bars, and then it'll just turn to shit, and I need to fucking ice my brain for a bit.
it's so easy to start like because you feel it. You start to rush things.
Yeah.
You're starting to try and get to the end of the
Yeah,
song
you're like, oh, it's
instead
almost
of the end of the
16.
bar.
Like,
Yeah,
You know what I
word.
mean?
yeah.
Like, and like I totally agree. You know, I always take breaks. Like, I'm one of the people. Like, if I wake up in the mood to write a track, I'll wake up, have a coffee, have a ciggy, have a billy, chop big ass sesh.
Yeah.
I'll be out there for like 5 hours, 4 hours, whatever it is. You know, it could be 2. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And then sit there, write. Generally, I have to sit down. Otherwise, because if I stand up and write music, I end up just randomly walking off and just being like, da-da-da-da, and just like rapping my lyrics.
Yeah, 88, baby.
And I'll have to turn around like, Brandon, write the music, man.
Yes.
Like, write the music.
Sit the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
down, cunt.
Yeah, I'm like, you're performing it. You've got 4 bars.
Bro, there's not even any people here. Like,
So yeah, like I sort of I'll get to that point where I'm like, okay, take a break. You know, like get that fresh air. Because if you don't, like I notice for myself anyway. I push more towards getting to the end of the song than the end of that bar.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
word.
like I'll spot it. You know, the amount of times where I've been like, yeah, good. Oh, this is fucking shit. And just like
Yeah.
scribble that all out, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, look, that all has potential, but
It's done.
I can tell that I was baked and blazed and ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
You
for
know?
sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm rhyming.
Not the right energy.
Yeah, I'm writing
Yeah.
rhyming pelican with pelican. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, you really stooped last night.
Yeah.
I always think back to Seth Sentry and his Super Cool Treehouse album that he was putting out over COVID. There's like one bar where he's like, I can't remember what it was, but it was a hell lazy bar. And instead of scrapping it, he's just like, oh, that was kind of lazy. I was up late, and then like flows to the next part.
Yeah.
And I love that shit, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, fucking just calls himself out and continues.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
That's a great thing about music.
Yeah. On that as well, like, what's your writing like process, like your sort of like surroundings? You said you like to sit down. Are you like inside, outside while you're doing shit? Do you need to be like in the zone?
So like, it depends. I mean, like, so like, I like at the moment outside.
Yep.
Mainly because like, when I sit down, like, I need to like, I'll be smoking ciggies.
Yeah.
You know, smoking cones.
Mhm.
So like, I don't want. Like my housemate's not a big fan of smoking in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like fair enough, you know, don't touch the house out. So I'll just be sitting outside. But besides that, it's just a matter of me being comfy. You know what I mean? I think when I've like, because I can be a bit of a fidgety person, so it's easier for me. If I know that I'm gonna be sitting down, like, because when you start writing a track, and like, who was it? Quentin Tarantino said this, and I thought it was brilliant. You know, whenever he starts writing a play, it's like beginning at the beginning of Mount Everest again.
Yeah, word.
You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
beginning at the beginning of the mountain.
Yeah.
You got this blank page, you know, sitting in front of you. You know what I mean? And you got to climb the mountain, but you're just climbing it downwards. You know what I mean? And you stare at it and you stare at it, and you know, like you slowly chip away at it. You know, climb 2 levels, write 2 bars.
Yeah.
You know, climb 3 levels, write another 3 bars, and like before you know it, like. It's just sort of spacing it out. I know, like for me, like if I'm gonna write a song, I need to at least have ciggies on me. Like, and that's like, just because like I need something to sort of just keep me focused.
Yeah,
You
word.
know what I mean? Like,
Nicotine's great for focus.
look, it is, you know, and like, look, I need it. You know, like it really helps me sort of just focus in, zone in, and just not get so easily distracted too.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I feel like if I'm already doing something, smoking, like if I've got a ciggy in my hand and I'm writing, it's like I'm less likely to be like, oh, let's go play a game of chess on my phone or something.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like my brain's already sort of wired into this thing.
Yeah.
But there's so many times where like, you know, I'll start writing, I'll find a beat after like searching all night, and then I'll get like 6 bars in, I'll be like, this beat's whack.
Yeah.
And then just like throw it away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
so like I
said in the first episode that writing process is so grueling.
look, I think I know straight away whether I'm gonna enjoy it or not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think there's times where like I hear beats and I'm like, okay, this has the potential to be dope,
Mm.
but mentally I don't vibe with this beat.
Yeah, word.
But like I know that me spitting on this track will sound dope. It will sound superb. But like I'll hear it and like there's no inspiration there.
Yeah, word. 100%.
You know, like,
It's not sparking that.
Yeah, like the amount of times that like I'll hear some weird whack ass soft little like MF Doom beat or some stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, boom.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Like riding like a fucking madman. And then
Yeah.
like, you give me like the hardest, funkoriest type of beat and I'm just like,
Cold as a rock.
yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, I know that's dope. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like,
yeah.
the amount of times where I've had to sort of be like, okay, like, calm down. Like, you need to find the inspiration.
What are you doing, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you got to pull yourself up. You got to keep yourself accountable.
but I mean, like, I've also increased my writing a lot. I used to write when I felt like it and when I felt like a beat inspired me. You know, I'd hear a beat and I'd be like, okay, you know, I'd finally hear a beat after like 2 months, 3 months and go, right, you know what I mean? And write a song or two or, you know. But like the last like year and a half, it's literally been like every day, every second day, every third day.
Dope, man.
You know, I'll write like even if it's just
Hungry.
6 bars, 7 bars, 8 bars. You know,
At least something.
yeah, you know what I mean. I'll get to a point where like it's funny. I'd been writing every day like non-stop, and I was like, Brandon, mate, like I think you're sort of overworking yourself. You know, you're stretching too much. You know what I mean? Like. You get to a point like you
Forcing it.
Yeah, like you just I've erased all the rhymes from my brain for the moment. Yeah. And I was like, take a break. And I was like, okay. And then like 4 hours later I was out having a smoke and I was just like had the pen in my hand writing a song and I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be taking a break.
Yeah, it's addictive, isn't it? Once you get into that pattern and that flow.
Yeah, like it's become habitual, you know. I think
that's dope, man. It's good to build that catalogue.
Just keeping your sword sharp too.
Yeah.
Word.
You know
absolutely.
Word.
I think that's one thing I realised when... Because J. Cole talks about it too.
Yeah, major.
You know, like...
Showing up for yourself every day.
Yeah. And like now I've noticed it's so much easier for me to dive into my flows.
Yeah.
You know, like it still takes me hours upon hours to write a song because of like how picky I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The amount of times I'll be like, just Brandon, just write whatever comes to mind, just write it.
Yeah.
And then I'll get to the second bar and I'm like, no, but that's whack.
Yeah.
You know, I can't force bars out of myself. Like, I've genuinely got to think something's dope, or I won't write it.
Word, man.
Like, it's just like, because I just feel like I'm cheating myself, if anyone.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
you can't hide from yourself.
nah, and like every time I try to spit, like I want people to just be like, God damn. That's nasty.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So that's what I'm aiming for, you know. Like I want people to. I don't want like as much as people like get into like beats and stuff. Like I want people to be impressed by my lyricism.
Word.
You know, that's what I feel like I stand on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can have like like dopest beats in the world. Like I feel like I'm more straight towards like I want to be able to do stuff where people are like, how did you come up with that?
Yeah. Word,
You know
man.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
yeah.
Don't like how do you come up with rhyme schemes like that? You know, people randomly dubbing you Mr. Flow and stuff. Like, you're like, okay, like I must sort of be on the right track then.
Yeah, man,
dude, for sure.
Yeah, it's that validation, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. You know, like 7 months ago, I had no idea if everyone was gonna think I was whack.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, like,
yeah.
everyone-
Now look at you on a podcast
I know.
talking about your music.
It's weird. Yeah, no, look, it's great. You know, like and the scene just shows a lot of love and respect too. I think.
Yeah.
You know, there's.
I think real recognize real, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and I think like we notice just the talented people coming up right now. You know what I mean, like
Fucking so many people, bro.
yeah, you know, give a couple shout outs. I'd say Cobber. He's a dope one.
Yeah.
A couple things coming soon.
Some big announcements, so stay tuned. There's really excited for that.
I'm gonna keep quiet on those for now.
Yeah, we can't say anything.
Yeah. Besides that, QE, yourself, Ajax, man.
Ooh, thank you, bro.
I've only seen you. I don't reckon I've seen you perform yet.
No, mate.
But like, if you haven't
assassin.
noticed from the other night, I'm really bad for just like spending the whole gig outside.
Yeah. I said it to Jackson. I was like, bro, we run a podcast now. We need to start going to every show. We go to the first show, bro. We spend like the whole night outside talking, like. But everyone wants to interact. You know? Everyone's so excited about the podcast, and it wasn't that we missed out on the show. We actually had some really good interactions that night and made some really good connections. And that show was so positive for us, and I don't feel like we missed out at all.
No.
Oh look, we were standing. Like, you could still hear it. Like, we were
straight up. We were right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, sorry about that. We're back.
Yeah.
We got cut off.
Another technical difficulty. There's been a couple of them today.
It's just the batteries.
Learning the ropes of the new camera.
Yeah, it's the batteries. We need to keep them charged.
Yep. Yep. 2 hours battery life isn't enough apparently for an hour-long podcast. We've figured out.
Oh, mate, you should know this.
Yeah, I should. It's all right. It won't happen again. I got a charging cable.
But we just we missed out the fact of you plugging your socials and what's coming up for you, big dog.
So Bobby Beanz ADL on Instagram. I think everything by the time this releases, the video will be out.
It will be. Yes.
So hopefully I will have a proper YouTube channel by then.
Yes.
Besides that, the Watch Your Mouth North vs South battles on the 17th. Besides that, me and Cobber got some things in the works which you'll hear about and see soon.
Sick.
Hold tight. It's really, really dope.
Me and Lil Q got a few more things coming soon. I've got a few more tracks coming, if not towards the end of August.
With your session with Deezer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So we got some good things upcoming.
Yeah, well, we'll get you back on the podcast in 6 months or 12 months or so, and see how you're tracking, and get you to plug some more stuff. And let's go. Next Adelaide superstar. Let's go
for sure.
Well, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your story. And
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a really good
Love
day.
what you guys are doing. Love what you guys are doing.
Yeah, cheers, man.
You,
appreciate that. It's only the beginning.
Oh, look, everyone in the scene appreciates you guys, and I think you guys are not only just garnering more and more respect from everyone, but you're also allowing everyone to find each other.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing for this podcast, is to kind of connect the scene.
100%. There's people that out there that they probably would have now that they've seen the video, but there's people out there that wouldn't have heard of Cobber MC, which is criminal.
That is criminal.
Yeah, bro.
It's straight up criminal, man. How good is the lad, man? Far out. Buffer bus specialist, man.
Mate, he had me worried at the open mic. I was like,
it was close one.
That was tight.
Oh, Cobber, I was like, when you were performing, I was like, mate, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, all right? Don't. I'm feeling confident right now. Don't do this. And then I managed to sneak.
You pulled it off.
But Cobber's up next.
Yeah.
Cobber,
straight up. He deserves it.
Yeah, he's got next, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Cobber. I know Degs wants to. Decay wants to enter in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll be keen to see that.
Yeah, man, that's sick.
Bodsy, he's another one. He actually got sick before the open mic, and I would have liked to have seen him.
Yeah.
He's actually Bodsy the bastard, mate.
Yeah.
He's a heavy
one to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's some definitely some.
As they say, Bodsy, make music.
Yeah. What are you doing, brother?
Come on, brother.
He'll message me, but you're such a dickhead, Brandon.
Hey, it's all love. It's all love. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to another A2B podcast. Mm-hmm. Been an awesome little episode. Some major things coming out in the next couple of weeks, so please stay tuned for announcements. Don't want to say too much right now and spoil anything, but stay tuned. If you haven't already, go hit that like button, share it around, subscribe, fucking hit that little bell, whatever the YouTube things they say. You know how it is, mate. We're trying to grow this platform. We're trying to get this stuff to you guys more. So
give these lads a follow.
Yeah, if you can help us out, share it around to all the fam. Love yous.
Represent ADL.
Hell
ADL,
yeah.
baby. Let's go.
Bringing it up. Let's go. A2B Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Yo, laters.